It's always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Lusaka.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lusaka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
We listen to Gold FM here in Tagua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lusaka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In this bulletin, work start on expansion and upgrade of Suva bus station. Digicel yet to provide all technical aspects of its interest in e-ticketing system. An elections office finalizing details for postal ballot and pre-polling. Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini and this is FBC News. The Suva City Council has started major maintenance works at the Suva bus station. Work started last night, which the SCC says is for the sake of the safety of pedestrians. Works currently undertaken include the creation of designated marked walkways for pedestrians from the market side onto the bus station, installation of railings along the walkways, extending the bus station to minimize congestion, increasing the width of the bus bay, putting up proper signage and installing speed humps. The council will also be conducting awareness for pedestrians at the bus station to only use the walkways and not to cross anywhere on the tarmac. The changes are being implemented following the death of a mother and her 3-year-old daughter after they were crushed between two buses. The government is awaiting Digicel to hand in the necessary paperwork needed for it to become one of the solution providers for the e-ticketing system. Vodafone was the initial provider, and after government opened up the market for other solution providers to come on board, Digicel indicated its interest. Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says the government needs at least 2 solution providers for the e-ticketing concept to be fully implemented.
Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says all solution providers that have indicated their interest in the e-ticketing system need to come on board in order for the concept to go online.
You have got Digicel and Vodafone and the third one talking together, but unfortunately Digicel has still not come up with the goods. That is the fact. They still have not come up with the technical aspects because we obviously need at least 2 competitors. They need to be able to be talking to each other. Their machines, their equipment, their software solutions need to be talking to each other.
Sayed Qayyum says the e-ticketing card should be readily available to every Fijian.
E-ticketing itself is to ensure that we have people who can access it very easily. The card itself does not necessarily have any value on it. E-ticketing is not about smart cards. E-ticketing is about uploading money onto cards, so you have transparency, FERCA has transparency, you get your revenue, and the people have ease to be able to go and upload money onto a card. So we hope that as soon as Digicel comes to the party, that we will be able to implement it.
The recently gazetted Omnibus Minimum Standards Regulation spells out the legal framework governing the e-ticketing system, including fines and penalties.
We have also in the decree, for those of you who may not know, have put very substantial fines for the e-ticketing providers. That, for example, if Vodafone drops off and can't speak to Digicel, there's a fine of, I think, $25,000 a day that they have to pay. Which is correct, because we want them to ensure that they're able to speak to each other.
Sayed Qayyum says there are reports still coming in of bus drivers turning away people with e-ticketing cards.
Please do not do that. Under the decree, you'll also be fined. The commencement date has not been put in place, so you actually cannot be at the moment. But we have appealed to you time and time again that please tell your bus drivers, and you cannot simply come back and say, oh, the bus driver did it. You are vicariously liable for it.
Meanwhile, the Fiji Bus Operators Association has proposed that the Ministry of Education's free bus fare scheme be incorporated with the e-ticketing concept.
This move will reduce the administrative burden on the ministry's staff and reduce fraud amongst all parties involved, ministry officials, bus companies, employees and students, and school officials themselves, as recent cases that have come to light illustrates.
Bus industry claims it loses about $7 million a year to pilferage by drivers. The e-ticketing concept prevents this, saves revenue, and brings about accountability and transparency for the industry, which has been missing for decades. Eleanor Turangaiweo, FBC News.
The Elections Office is working out the finer details of all the places and people that will cast their votes weeks before September 17th. The list includes Fijians living overseas, inmates, and those in the essential services industry. Vasita Kotewasawasa reports.
Fijians living abroad get a chance to have their say in the elections. The Elections Office says this will be done through postal ballot.
What we are doing is we are working closely with the Fiji Correction Service in identifying those who are entitled to vote, and then we will be planning with the Fiji Correction Service on the times and dates on which they will be able to vote.
The logistics are also being sorted out on how and when registered inmates will vote.
The overseas voting will be done mostly through postal ballot. The postal voting is going to be done prior to the election day, because the requirement is that all postal ballots need to be at the Fijian Elections Office designated area by 6 p.m. on the day. So we expect all the postal votes to return to us by 6 p.m. on election day.
Sanim says those in the essential services sector will also cast their votes through pre-polling. He says they have already met with the commissioners of the Fiji Correction Services and the Fiji Police Force and have yet to meet with the Fiji military forces.
There are certain classes of people who are essential services, and we will need to have them on standby on election day. So what we will do is we are going to work closely with their administration to identify certain dates when we can get them to do pre-polling. And then they will be made known to the persons concerned, so that they can be present at the time of pre-polling and vote before election day, so that the services are not affected on election day.
Sanim says they have now separated the polling venues according to the districts, which will be published by locality to assist registered voters. Vasita Kotewasawasa, FBC News.
Fijians around the country celebrated Mother's Day today. It's a special day where mothers are treated with gifts, food and flowers, and their enormous contribution in this society is acknowledged. Shireen Lata reports.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
For most, Mother's Day is an occasion to celebrate.
My brother and I, he's come from Suva, I've come from Sydney to celebrate Mother's Day with my mom, who lives here in Gawa.
But those who are motherless and those childless often feel left out on this day. Instead of celebrating, they grieve and remember the people that are no longer with them.
On behalf of our Sabha, we extend our best wishes to all the mothers, and we congratulate them for a tremendous amount of upbringing of the children and a lot of contribution in the community. And we wish them many Mother's Day to come in their life, and they should enjoy and look after their children.
This plan is that the mothers be given a time to celebrate being mothers, and also for children to show how important they are in the whole area of nurturing and for supporting them in their lives.
And what a better way to remember this day, especially for those who became a mother today. This new mom of Siberia, Lambasa, describes the experience as extremely beautiful. All in all, Mother's Day recognizes mothers, motherhood and maternal bonds in general, as well as the contributions they make to the family and society. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, grand old lady hosts first wedding after 22 years.
Bato Bahe, Bame Radio Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर।
रेडियो फीजी 2 रकी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं।
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं।
मेरी पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2, नसोरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो फीजी 2।
टावा में रेडियो फीजी 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं।
रेडियो फीजी 2 रॉक।
रेडियो फीजी 2 आई लव यू।
देश की धड़कन रेडियो फीजी 2।
Welcome back. You're with FBC News. The Northern Division has begun the groundwork on putting together development figures for the 2015 national budget. Commissioner Northern Alipate Mbolalevu told FBC News government departments in the division and corporate bodies have so far come out with a $40 million infrastructure cost for the province of the Kandrove alone. For the last 3 years, government spent around $100 million in the Kandrove.
The provincial administrators of the Kandrove highlighted the connection of roads to the villages that have not been connected to good drinking water, improvement to the health services, improvement in the livelihoods of for the animal health. How best we can have a dairy farm here and also supply milk in Wonolevu. And for the LOROM, Land Water Resource Management Units, how best they can run water into the irrigated so that they can have irrigated rice fields.
Bolalevu says figures for the provinces of Madhuwata and Bua are yet to be finalized. Navodhi village in Nakovadake, Nandi is embarking on a move to help its people find employment in the country's transport sector. Mika Longa reports close to 200 people flocked to the village yesterday to take advantage of an initiative by the Nakovadake Trust and the Land Transport Authority.
This two-week joint initiative involves taking the LTA's counter services to people's doorsteps, saving them travelling costs and hours of waiting at the authority's outlet, and at the same time build relationships with the people.
In short, so far so good.
Driving course is a source of employment nowadays. So this is the initiative of government.
The services provided here are for Group 2 license, upgrading of license to public service and heavy good vehicles, Group 6 and 7 and Group 9 for articulated machines. The people of Navodhi have also extended an invitation to blood relatives and neighbors from all walks of life to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
They open doors for them, which shows that it's a reflection of oneness in the country, which is very important.
On part 19 of our strategic plan, it says that social development and which consists of capacity building and training. So this training is already set in our plan.
This initiative will help us find employment, especially for us who live in the village.
It has been a very interesting 2 weeks because they have come to learn about the mechanics of driving a car.
It's a God-blessing thing too for us, and I think it's a good opportunity for everyone.
The LTA has covered 92% of the population of Nandi through its community outreach program. It's encouraging other communities to also take advantage of the initiative. Mikalonga, FBC News.
Vehicle sales are on the rise across the country. Ellen Stoltz took a look at the reason behind the increased number of cars and other vehicles hitting the roads.
In the first quarter, there has been an accelerated increase in the number of new vehicles on our roads. Land Transport Authority spokesperson Ilyasa Sokia says, as compared to last year, the registration of new vehicles has been relatively high, with 800 new vehicles and 1,400 used vehicles registered. There are many factors that contribute to this increase in new vehicles. Shrida Motors Chief Executive Arvind Narayan explains.
So now the duty rate is a bit low and people can afford to buy new cars now. And the bank interest rate are low and the terms are good. People can repay their loans over 3 years or 5 years. So, which is good to the consumers.
Economist Dr. Nilesh Gounder from the University of the South Pacific agrees that current bank rates may be a major contributing factor.
The interest rates are relatively low compared to what interest rates were, say, 10 years ago. So that's could be one of the possible factors. The other factor would be the offer that banks are giving, especially in terms of buying a new car. So that could be another, factor that's contributing to new car sales.
Meanwhile, Vision Motors General Manager Ajit Lal says, despite the fact that the company is relatively new, they have seen good numbers in terms of sales.
The past 8 to
10 weeks that we have ventured into the automotive sales, we've been enjoying every moment of car sales. It's been very pleasing results that we've been seeing.
If the current situation of low interest rates and easy loans continues, more Fijians will be able to purchase new cars, boosting the economy. Ellen Stalls, FBC News.
The Grand Pacific Hotel staged its first wedding after a span of 22 years. American Bradley Hall and Adriana Tico are the first couple to exchange vows at the five-star hotel. Josephine Navula reports.
People arrived in numbers at the Grand Pacific Hotel to witness a joyous occasion for the newlyweds. Overwhelmed groom Bradley Hall says they are happy their plans worked out perfectly.
Privilege, you know, it's a special occasion at a, I guess it's a famous world-class, hotel. So we're really pleased and just happy the way it worked out for the timing and to have such a nice venue like this.
The newly wedded couple have been making plans for their wedding since last year.
Well, he proposed in August, and then we started making plans from September onwards, October. And so when we realized that the Grand Pacific was opening, we just thought it would be a good opportunity to be not one of the first weddings, but to wed here. But it just so happened because of the delay that we happened to be the first wedding.
Grand Pacific Hotel General Manager Eugene Detham says a lot of preparations was done as the hotel hasn't officially opened yet.
It takes quite a while. We were about 3 days now, everything preparing because the hotel is not open now, and that is of course much more work because you do not have the mise en place, not the preparation. So you must really start from the beginning for every event that we have in May. So we do not have a running hotel now. Every time we start from zero, and that means of course more preparation and more management.
Tico was born in New Zealand and grew up in Fiji. And is a former Fiji Airways Flight 767 pilot and Flight 737 first officer. She has been flying for the past 14 years but recently resigned. The Grand Pacific Hotel is to be open in June and has received 6 wedding bookings already. Every couple that have their wedding at the GPH will receive one-night accommodation at the Queen Elizabeth Suite, plus a free membership for pool and gym for a year. Josephine Navula, FBC News.
Coming up on FBC Sports, Fiji through to cup quarters in London. And New Zealand wins IRB 7 series.
Na Mbula FM rake taletaki.
Golnga elambasa Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
Ndu taleta kana borong na Mbula FM number 2 na sere su.
Kau baitu tu garaki au reba tu ni stima au ndau taleta kana borong na Mbula.
Tolo bina Fiji, Mbula FM number 2 singa toka.
Mbula bina era roga. Mbula FM number 2 tikonga.
Mbula FM number 2 na sere.
A plus for the New Zealanders was the achievement by Fijian rugger Tomasi Thama Jr. Yesterday he chalked up 2,000 career points on the IRB 7 circuit.
I guess we've drawn the hard side of the draw, and I guess that's the norm now. I mean, we're always facing the big guns, so to speak, so it's going to be a tough road to win. I guess the bonus is, we've done the World Series, but a bonus will be winning here in London to top it off.
Still in rugby, while Suva maintains their winning streak, Lautoka has yet to record their first Skipper Cup win this season. The Maroons went down to the Capitals at home yesterday, and they're rueing that loss this weekend. Elena McDonald reports.
Any last weekend, and so maybe they're not getting enough rugby as is. Suva goes through.
Sheer experience gave Suva the upper hand against Lautoka to win its third straight match.
Lautoka play really open rugby. We already expected. We've been preparing it for the whole week. We knew that they want to run the ball from even the try line, so that's why you are more organized in our defense.
Suva scored 3 tries over the Maroons in a game the hosts believe they wasted.
running away, taking the ball with him, and there was a very simple try.
We made some silly mistakes, which the Suva team, they take advantage of it, which resulted in them scoring a couple of tries. We gave away possession, and to run it off, we gave them the win.
Kick through.
There is one lesson, though, that Suva will be sure to learn from ahead of their next Skipper Cup match against Nandrunga.
It goes forward and opens the account in the second half.
Well, discipline is important. We got a yellow card at the end, nearly cost us the game. It was good. The boys regrouped and played right to the end.
Yesterday's results proved interesting, with Namosi falling short against Nandrunga and Vatukola registering its first win this season. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
82 years ago, a local lawn bowls championship began in Fiji. The Picket Cup, which originated in Ba, is a bowling pairs event that's been the pride of Western bowlers since 1932. This weekend it was hosted in Nandi, and Elena McDonald reports the event has grown in leaps and bounds.
For the first time in Picket Cup bowling history, women have been invited to participate.
We have 5 ladies team of club that is participating in this year's tournament for the first time, and we have 8 men's club taking part in this year's tournament.
Nandi's Cheryl Ma and Doreen O'Brien would have had stiff competition from Suva ladies, and for the men, a new champion will be crowned following the absence of former winners Peter Thagard and Abdul Kaleem this year.
This particular tournament was played in Ba all the time. It was their event, and all the clubs in the country have won it one shot more time, but the record is held by Ba Bowling Club, and they have won this tournament 18 times.
The Picket Cup is a significant event for local bowlers, and this weekend it's received extra credit as a warm-up for national squad members seeking selection for Team Fiji's bowling team to the Commonwealth Games in July. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
There were some showers and cloudy periods today, but by the afternoon it all cleared. Suva had some showers this morning, however, by the afternoon it was fine. Savu and Lambasa had some cloudy periods in the morning, and by the afternoon it had fine weather as well. Nandi, Lotoka and Ba all had fine weather throughout the day. Lambasa was the hottest place today, hitting 32 degrees on the temperature chart. Suva, Nandi and Lotoka all recorded 30 degrees, while Ba and Savu sat on 29 degrees. Tomorrow there should be fine weather in all centres. And as for the outlook for Tuesday, there should be fine apart from brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. Our main stories tonight: work start on expansion and upgrade of Suva bus station. Digicel yet to provide all technical aspects of its interest in e-ticketing system. And the Elections Office finalising details for postal ballot and pre-polling. This week's question, seeing as how we're progressing towards elections in September, we ask, are the political parties addressing issues of concern to the public? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FBC News. Or if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. You can also watch our nightly news on our YouTube channel. That's your news for tonight. Before I leave, on behalf of FBC, I would like to wish all mothers a happy Mother's Day. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, all that I am or hope to be, I owe to my angel mother. I'll be back next weekend. Until then, you have a safe and productive week. Nimo demanda.
Ito singa to kung tali ta na baro nga radio Fijuan na station yang mutua.
Ako na koro ko na tali ta. Mandaw tali ta gini na baro radio Fijuan
kitongo isu untuk talita na barong na Radio Fiji 1 station el mutua.
Keto talita ka na Radio Fiji 1. Na Radio Fiji 1 endo talita kita nga Singapore.
Station di Milestone Pinatia na Radio Fiji 1 kwa
Na Radio Fiji 1 nandu mai viti na bonga ni BNN.